All right, and welcome back. It is literally like the next turn, but a couple of interesting things have happened. Well, I guess first off, to talk about the not so interesting things, I just need to blockade the port of Carthage, or at least the Senate wants me to. So I sent one of my ships over here, and it looks like there's no Carthaginian vessels in range here, so hopefully we should just be able to blockade it without issue. The other ship I sent back to the port here to pick up the army and take it over to Massilia, which it should do by next turn. And it's basically the same army as I've been using this whole time, except we added a few war dog units too to kind of reinforce them. A nice little rebel group has shown up here. So we're going to take the garrison here and just eliminate them before they cause too much damage. I don't know how many of these battles I will actually show you guys, the rebel ones, I mean, because, rebels just constantly appear somewhat randomly in territories. I don't know if there's even a way to stop them from showing up, but there's probably going to be 1,000 of these little battles, and I probably won't show them all to you guys, but I think I'll show this one just because it's going to be our first outing with some war dogs, and so we'll get to see them chew on some peasants, and some peasants with spears, throwing spears. The other thing we're going to have to do this turn is my general has made it to the Isle of Crete, or the island of Crete, and he's recruited a mercenary force to attack and take it. Admittedly, recruiting this mercenary force has hit the bank accounts a little hard, but I think it'll be worth it to have our base here where we can continue to recruit more hoplites and more Cretan archers to reinforce our main armies. Or at least we will once... well, again, we'll have to establish ourselves a bit here, and I did recruit some peltasts just because we were a little outnumbered, and also because I want these guys to suffer as few casualties as possible, because I want to preserve them. Of course, we can also use them to perhaps take any other rebel settlements that we can find, but then there's also this rebel fleet here, which may or may not be able to take out my fleet. I'd say we're basically even at this point. So we may also be stuck here for a bit if those rebels decide to attack, and assuming they win. So anyway, that's all that has really changed. So let's go ahead and do this battle first. Done that. Let's do this battle first. Assuming that we can. Okay, I should still be able to reach them. You're right, and he does not have the ability to do a night battle, but okay. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so time to kill us some rebel slaves who should not be thinking of victory. They're over there on that hill, just peasants and some velites. We're going to send in the war dogs first. I'm wondering if they work the same as they did in the old version of the game, where basically you tell the dogs to attack. The trainers kind of tell the dogs to go and attack, but they don't necessarily engage themselves. Or at least once they've released the dogs, you can order them to leave. Like, just kind of tell them to go to the back of the lines. And as long as the trainers themselves survive the battle, the dogs will be replenished by the time the next battle rolls around. So let's see, we're going to send these war dogs in right now. And we'll have these war dogs kind of go around, because I want them to engage the velites, so that they don't just get to throw spears with impunity. Okay, yep, the war dogs are engaging. And the trainers are retreating. No, the trainers are routing. Whoa! Those peasants absolutely murdered the war dogs. Oh, I bet you it's because the trainers routed. When units actually rout in this game, like, they're basically instantly killed by any unit that tries to kill them. So, like, the war dogs here are actually about to get basically massacred because their trainers are routing. In which case, we're going to have the general and get over here and attack the Velites. So that was a very poor use of the war dogs on my part. Oh, the war dogs, there actually are still a few war dogs over there. Oh, and the peasants are retreating too. Alright, well, they should be able to make short work of these Velites. And indeed they have. So again, that was mostly just a poor use of the war dogs on my part. I actually thought, I didn't realize that the trainers would actually immediately rout like that. But it looks like they rallied, which is actually probably why these war dogs actually managed to live. Basically, these war dogs, because they weren't quote-unquote retreating anymore, they were not able to just be instantly killed by the Velites. It looks like they're chewing on the Velites now. I'll have to remember that. I didn't realize that they had such low morale. Which, that might be a new thing, to be honest. It's possible that they weren't quite so easily routed before. Get in there, kill the last of them. So then you gotta go after the peasants, though I don't know that they'll make it in time. You guys just kind of move off to the side. You're not catching anyone. Well, except for, I guess maybe they'd catch that guy there. Kill that guy. All right, there you go. Good work. I think I've actually destroyed enough of them that even though some of them got away, I don't think the army will still show up at all.
This is a heroic victory, worthy of Roman arms.
All right, the war dogs are still chasing them. All right, and that's victory for us. All right, and yes, as you can see, the war dogs are still at full strength, and that's because none of the actual trainers died, just the dogs themselves. And since the war dogs are like, quote-unquote, ammunition, they'll be back in the next battle. Of course, now we can't make it back to Ariminum, and so they're a bit unhappy, but I think that's just because of the general. Oh, and maybe the war dog unit too. Oh, another thing that I wanted to point out, which was not in the original game, and I don't think it's in any later Total War game either, at least none of the 2 or 3 that I have actually played, is this. You can actually go ahead and actually move units on the campaign map without, you know, them being automatically rearranged as it is. I think that's how it works in later Total War games. In this Total War game, in the original Rome, and I think in Medieval 2 as well, you could rearrange units by just moving them out of the army. Because basically the way it arranges units is the last unit to join an army just goes on the end. So you could rearrange your armies in this game if you wanted to, but you couldn't just click and drag like I'm doing right now. And again, I don't think you could do that even in later games. Like I played one whole campaign in Warhammer 2. Just one. And basically it auto-arranges the units, like by type. Like I think it's like infantry and then like monsters and cavalry. Like they each just kind of line them up next to each other. You can move the unit cards in the actual battles themselves, but then it goes right back to, you know, automatically rearranging them when you're back on the campaign map. So you see this, such a simple little feature, and I wish it was in every single Total War game that ever existed. Just let me rearrange my units manually the way that I want on the campaign map, on the battle map, and let that stick. You know, whether or not it's on the campaign map or the battle map, whatever arrangement I made, just keep it that way until I change it to something else. All right, but anyway, let's grab this war dog unit and send them back. Grab these infantry units and send them back. You see what I mean? I sent the war dog unit back first, so it was first, and then the militia I sent afterwards, so they just kind of lined up behind the war dog. That's how you used to have to do it. Alright, let's also retrain these guys. And we'll move it to the front of the queue here. Alright, and now the city is happy again. We'll actually have you guys come to Aretium, I think. Well, actually, the war dog unit needs to go back to Ariminum, and the general can go to Aretium. Alright, but anyway, that takes care of those rebels, so now we need to go ahead and take care of these rebels over here. I think if I attack the town, these guys will show up as reinforcements, which is interesting because they're the actual main force here.
Sir, attack! Besieging settlements.
Oh, and they have no walls, so we can just kind of assault the place immediately. So we shall. Okay, right, no night battle. Which actually would be useful in this case because I could actually stop them from reinforcing. What exactly are you guys? Okay, so these guys are hoplites. So they're going to have that phalanx formation as well. What I might do is try and move my forces to intercept the reinforcements and just ignore the hoplites in the settlement. And then once we've destroyed the reinforcements, then we'll go for the guys in the settlement. That might be the easiest thing to, or the least casualty-inducing thing to do. Alright, so the battle for the island of Crete has begun. The enemy reinforcements, as you can see, are over there in the distance. As I said, I'm going to just kind of ignore these guys. I doubt they'll actually make any move as long as I don't actually enter the settlement. Oops, what are you guys doing? Now, we do have to be somewhat careful here because, yes, these guys are the Cretan archers. They're the ones that I'm most afraid of because they have excellent range and excellent damage. And while I do have archers, of course, myself, things could still go bad if we are not careful. Looks like they're trying to get to the settlement itself. Oh, shoot. No, Peltis, get over here. Archers, attack. Peltis, move forward. Phalanx over here. It's okay if the Peltis takes some damage. That's fine. I guess we'll see if they will or not. It looks like the archers are actually kind of moving. Right, phalanx formation. Alright, you guys stop firing at the archers because the general is now going to attack them. Let's see. Okay, the hoplites have not moved from their position. Alright. Mercenaries also get in there and charge. Actually, stop. Right, you guys retreat. You guys attack. Actually, don't. It looks like they're already retreating.
Press forward so the spirit of his
Alright,
army
stop,
is
stop,
brought
stop
into-
firing.
The gods be praised! The enemy's hearts are full of fear, and now they flee!
Alright, well, we managed to rout them nice and quickly. I think mostly because instead of assuming a, like, formation against us, they looked like they were just trying to get into the settlement, which is probably not a good idea considering we were here to greet them. Right, get over here. Get over here. I want to intercept preferably all of them. Oh, and I think there's their captain or general or whatever you want to call him right there. Okay, kill them. Okay, the captain is part of the Cretan archer unit.
Gods be praised!
And he's dead.
The enemy general is dead! His men know their doom approaches!
Alright, good. So we were able to basically intercept the entirety of the reinforcements. We did take some casualties from the Peltists, or with the Peltists, I mean, but that was really it. Alright, so now we want to avoid as many casualties as possible with these hoplites as well. They'll assume their phalanx formation and be able to actually hold the line pretty well. So what we want to do is shoot them to death. Okay, good. Our units are over here. Here, you guys kind of go over here. Alright, so how close do we have to get? Pretty close is the answer. Could we have them... That's closer than they need to be, really, though. Could we possibly have them line up over here? Maybe have the Peltists line up here? Realistically, I think I'll still need a phalanx unit right here, just to kind of hold the enemy back. It'll be phalanx versus phalanx in that case, but it's fine. Alright, so how far... Oh! Hey, they're within range! Alright, oh, the Peltists don't have any ammo. Well, right, they used it up on the reinforcements. I didn't realize that. Alright, well, I guess you guys are just going to sit here regardless. Just kind of watch things. Maybe prevent them from trying to go around. Yeah, you guys okay? You're kind of bunching up a bit there. The pathfinding is not the greatest, I have to admit. Alright, form your phalanx. And then the Cretans archers will open fire. Now, I'm not sure how this works, though, because they are standing behind a building, so are the arrows actually going to be able to hit them? The answer to that question is yes. Very much yes. And it looks like they are going to leave the center of the settlement. You guys, stop moving! Just lower your spears and be ready. Okay, so are you guys going to come over here and attack, or are you guys going to stay here and get shot to pieces by arrows? Because let me tell you, I'm quite happy if you stood there and just got shot to pieces. All right, they're coming. Stop firing. All right, Peltists. Go around. Attack from the rear. Okay, look, just attack while you're in your phalanx formation. I guess they can't do that. Okay, just resume your formation. If you were ever truly in it. Holy smokes, they lost like 15 guys. Right, get in there and attack them. We wanted the Peltis to take the most casualties because they're the unit that we least care about, but, alright, you know what? Just get out of your phalanx. It doesn't seem to be helping at all. Just attack. Attack. Just attack. Get in there. Attack them. There you go. Alright, we should make short work of them. As annoying as it was, get attacked like this, or to not get them to... The pathfinding is just weird. Like, they won't just take the straightest path, or I guess they will, but only as far as their pathfinding thinks is the straightest path. And it's kind of wonky at times. I'm not going to send the general in. I'm just bringing him up here so that he can provide some a morale bonus to the troops. I actually don't know if clicking rally actually gives them a greater boost unless they're routing, but whatever. All right, and there we have it. Wait, is there a survivor somewhere? Someone's attacking someone over here. Oh, there we are. There's the captain. Ooh, he's a bloody mess. Also, he's dead.
The day is ours!
Indeed, victory is ours. And despite my complaining about the casualties, it's not all that bad. And again, most of them I think were the Peltists anyways. Alright, so let's get back to the campaign map. Alright, well, that's kind of annoying. The people here really quite hate us for some reason. What is... Oh, I mean, we conquered them. But apart from that... Oh, wow. Really? 55%? I mean, that's pretty bad, considering that it's not all that far from the capital. I mean, my capital's right there. Okie dokie. Well, that's, again, a bit unfortunate, but I guess it is what it is. And, of course, we can start building up the place to, I think that'll alleviate the culture penalty to some degree, which is the next biggest thing. And I think unrest will just kind of go down on its own over time. It also looks like we're about, or pretty close to getting the next level of settlement, so that'll also give us access to some more buildings. All right, but anyways, we now have our base over here near Greece and giving us access to some Greek mercenary units, which will prove very useful, assuming our ship is not immediately destroyed by that rebel ship over there. In fact, I think I should probably have
Fleet ready.
some reinforcements come down.
Fleet ready.
In fact, let's see if we can get away from the rebels while this ship comes down here to reinforce. That's the one weakness, I guess, of Crete specifically. Because before, if I had like another settlement on the mainland here, I could just quickly like have a ship go from like a port here to a port here, and there'd be no chance for a fleet to intercept them either way. But since I'm sailing from basically here all the way over to the north of Italy, there's a lot of chance for being intercepted, which is why I'm hoping there's another like settlement over here that I could take. I'm thinking that the Brudii will take out the Greek city-states somewhat quickly. And of course, since they're like my permanent, well, not permanent, but almost permanent allies, up until a certain event later in the game, basically it will give me a chance to then I can just march over land, which is what I did in my last campaign. But all right, I think that's it for now. So once again, I will bring you guys back as something of interest happens. All right, and welcome back. It has been a few more turns. I did send another ship down here to reinforce this navy here, so there's now 2 ships. The rebels did not attack, or pirates or whatever, did not attack this ship. There was actually a storm here, then that's what caused those casualties there. Unfortunately, it looks like Athens, which is the city that I was thinking about, is actually under the control of the Greeks. The Senate, ironically, actually does want me to go to war with them, but to be honest, the Senate is telling me to go to war with absolutely everyone. So at this point, I'm like, I've got enough enemies. Thank you very much. So basically, we're going to come back here and drop off the general, and this will be our recruiting ground, basically, for Greek-type units, and we'll send the hoplites and the archers that we do have back up to Italy. Again, I assume that the Brudii are going to be attacking the Greek cities somewhat soon. Somewhat soon? You guys gonna get on that? Come on. I'm actually kind of hoping that when they do declare war, I can like maybe snag one of these cities myself. Like maybe even using some of the Brudii's own troops, like as reinforcements. Though I'm not necessarily counting on it, though. But even if, as long as the Brudii actually take the cities themselves, I'll still be able to wander through the territory with a general and, you know, recruit any mercenaries that I want. So it's fine even if I don't get a city, but it'd be nice if I could just snatch 1 or 2 myself. The Carthaginians, I assume the Scipii are actually besieging them, though I can't see the army. So finally they're getting off their butts and doing something. Carthage is no longer being blockaded. They have a fleet here, so I kind of pulled back and then had one of my other ships here just reinforce. I don't know if they would win that fight. Probably not. My naval engagements have not gone well, to be honest. The couple that I've auto-resolved here. But the main attraction, the real problem, and the reason I say that I have too many enemies at this point, or I'm gaining too many enemies, is because the Gauls have declared war. As you can see, one of their ships is blockading my port down here. I did try and train a single ship to take on their single ship and was completely crushed. So I'm going to train up another one and try again, because in this game you have to auto-resolve all your naval battles. Yay! So anyway, since I'm at war with the Gauls and with the Carthaginians, that's why I don't want another war with the Greek city-states too, especially since they would almost certainly go for like the island of Crete, which I don't really have significant forces down here to defend against any attacks by the Greeks, so I'm just going to basically ignore this one. I think I've completed enough missions for the Senate recently that I don't think I would take that much of a hit with them. See, I'm slightly above the other factions here, so I think we're fine if we just ignore one mission.
Aye, Captain.
Those bloodthirsty senators, they just want me to be at war with everybody they possibly can. So anyway, because we are at war with the Gauls, I did, instead of going over here to take Massilia, I did retreat with my army here and have started marching north to attack the Gauls, which is what we're going to do this turn. We're going to attack this force here, which is probably the largest force they actually have out here, and we should be able to take Mediolanium and Patavium very quickly once we've eliminated them, or this force here. And this was actually one of the naval engagements that I lost. My one ship that was carrying the army over here was intercepted by some pirates and retreated over here. If I had lost my army, I'd have been very, very annoyed, to be honest. Didn't see the pirates before, but they were just probably in the fog of war somewhere. So anyway, it is time. Time to bring Roman order to stinking Gauls. Oh, assuming... Well, okay, let's try that again. Ah, there we go, much better. Well, it's interesting. I don't have the ability to make it a night battle. I mean, it's not, you know, a big deal if I can't. It's just that I would think that the option would still be there. Interesting. There might be some extra information about night battles that I'm simply unaware of. But okay, here's the breakdown of our armies. We shouldn't have too much trouble, though casualties are certainly going to be higher than in previous engagements. So let's just get right into it. All right, so Looks like the enemy is obligingly approaching us themselves, which is nice. We'll get a few shots in with our archers, though probably not very many. Actually, are they going to line up, like, basically right in front of our army, but without actually attacking? I guess that's possible. And they're also hiding in the trees. You see how they're just kind of disappearing like that? They've actually got cavalry of their own, which I think this is the first time we've actually had to engage any enemy cavalry. I did actually recruit a unit of barbarian mercenary cavalry, so they will be assisting us. And of course we have the 2 generals' bodyguards for more cavalry. I don't really count the war dogs as being cavalry, even though they kind of sort of are. Be nice if I could shoot that skirmisher warband, but I don't think we... Oh. Unless they are going to approach us. They are! Hooray! Fire on them, then. The Hastati are also going to throw spears once they get close enough. Which, they seem to be considering it. Slowly but surely. Alright, so now they're using their war cry ability, which I think gives them extra... Oh! You guys are close enough to actually fire. How nice. I wish we would kill them a little faster, to be honest. Oh. Close enough that one of the Hastati units is actually firing at them, too. Though they'll only have a couple of shots. Oh, 2 of the Hastati units are firing. Come on, kill them quickly! Oh, here comes the enemy around the side. Alright, let's have the war dogs get in there. Or not. They're really not sure what they're going to do here. Okay. War dogs over here. Oh, they're retreating. I mean, not very far, but they're retreating. You guys resume your formation. You guys... I was going to tell them to stop firing and have the cavalry charge the skirmishers, but it seems the skirmishers are now also retreating. Alright, we'll tell them to stop firing because they're going to be out of range here. Alright, so what are they thinking? What are they going to do? I mean, they didn't have to attack me at all because technically I was the attacker here, so they could just sit there and wait for me to attack them, but it looked like they weren't going to wait. They definitely suffered some casualties over here. Oh, they're coming back. Alright, we'll wait for them to just come a little bit ahead of the rest of the army. And then we will try sending cavalry out to finish them off.
Archers!
In fact, we'll just let them get off that volley. And then barbarian cavalry, get in there. Ow.
Being attacked!
Alright, and they are routing. Alright, retreat, retreat, retreat! Alright, that should take care of the skirmishers. I think it's about time that we moved forward ourselves here. Yeah, it says broken. I believe that means they'll actually route clean off the battlefield. Alright, so yes, let's go ahead and move forward ourselves. Which... One moment, while I go ahead and look up how the control to actually move the whole army forward, because now I don't recall what it is. Alright, I think I figured it out. Alright, let's inch a little further forward. Oopsies. Probably would work better if you actually selected the whole army and then did this. Having like a staring contest here. This Hastati unit. Oh, here we go. Now they're going to attack. Well, they actually can fire at them. So be on guard. I don't want you to actually go anywhere. Alright, war dogs, get in there and kill them. This time actually pursue them. Alright. Move forward again. The war dogs go chasing after them there. Oh, and the infantry have intercepted the war dogs. Alright. Get in here. It's time to attack. Alright, they're broken and running, so get on over here. Dang it, it looks like the war dogs are going to chase them right off of there, too. Alright, these war dogs, get in here and attack these cavalry.
The enemy general flees. Press
Oh,
forward,
shoot,
so
archers.
The spirit of his
Back.
army is broken too. The gods be praised.
Oh, there goes the general.
The enemy general is dead. His men know their doom approaches.
Triarii, attack.
Enemy army is in
Oh,
flight.
they're running.
Pursue them and drive
Go
them
get
from the
'em.
battlefield.
Need to kill as many as we can. You guys get over here and attack them. Yeah, you see, this is one of the weaknesses of the war dogs. Is that once you've unleashed them, and you can't get them back. And now, since the enemy did retreat, I do think that even if I don't kill them all, the army is destroyed. But again, I think this does gain experience. I really, really need to look that up. Because I could literally just be talking about absolutely nothing with that.
Cavalry mercenaries.
Here, come over here and kill those guys. And you, Hastati, aren't going to catch up, so just kind of go over there. You guys come over here and kill them. Ouch. Yeah, those guys are going to get away, but I think we got most of their army. The vast majority of it.
Orders completed.
And that should be it.
This is a heroic victory, worthy of Roman arms!
Ooh, a heroic victory, too. Okay, yeah, that's not so bad there. Alright, so let's get back to the campaign map.
Imperator.
By the way, something I may have forgotten to mention is my relationship with the Gauls, I think, was actually pretty good. I actually, you guys probably saw it yourself, when I chased that little rebel group, I was actually technically in their territory, and I got a little message saying well, basically that I was transgressing in their territory, which is kind of interesting because they were walking up and down my territory the whole time, and there was no issues or problems. But anyway, I just wanted to say that I just wanted it to be very clear that it was totally the Gauls' fault and definitely not the result of any action that I may or may not have actually taken. So, with that, I think we're actually still within range of Mediolanum.
Prepare for battle.
Though we are going to have to siege it down because I need some battering rams. Whoops, that's 2 turns. Oh, we can build 4 in 1 turn. I guess we will build 4 since we can, but we'll probably only end up using a couple of them. All right, but anyway, let's maintain the siege. So, that'll take a turn to take. And these guys will probably just go back to Patavium, to be honest. And then once we've taken these 2 settlements away from the Gauls, it'll be time to march through here and take this, which may or may not be under rebel control by the time we get over there. And just, you know, continue prosecuting our war with the Gauls. It would be nice, actually, if... No, it'll take too many turns. I was thinking we could get maybe some of those mercenary units over here. The archers in particular would be nice to have, but I think that's not going to happen. So, anyway, I will bring you guys back when it's time to either take Mediolanum or if just something else of interest happens.